Hi and welcome back to today's morning report. Chart appraisals on Wednesday the 21st of January with me, Rich Perry, market analyst at Tantech Markets. I'm going to move on to cable now, and we've just had this unemployment data out and the Bank of England meeting minutes for the UK. And on an intraday basis this had a big move, but if you look on the daily chart, there's still no real change of sentiment that we've got in this chart. We've got this big downtrend intact, we've got this consolidation over the past two and a half weeks, and the momentum indicators just unwinding really. There's nothing too significant, and what you'd say is anything back towards probably that 40 area seems to be where the bears start to get control again, so watch out for that on the RSI. Buck at 33 at the moment, but that's been driven by this this data that we've just had out in the last couple of minutes actually. Unemployment continues to fall in the UK. The headline rate at falling to 5.8%. Interesting. But the average earnings growth is improved to 1.7%, and that's the takeaway from the unemployment data. However, the more interesting thing is the Bank of England meeting minutes, which has shown a shift in the voting on the Bank of England Monetary Policy Committee, from 7 votes keeping neutral to and 2 votes voting for a hike last month. That has been now cut to 9-0. So the 2 dissenting voices on the Bank of England Monetary Policy Committee have changed their tack, gone back towards the dovish camp, and that is certainly had an impact on cable. We've seen cable drop quite sharply, 60 odd pips to the downside, and currently just retracing some of that decline, but the break below, arguably break below 51.33, which is the low on that today, which was a low before the breakdown in initial resistance. But to be honest, it's fairly minor in terms of resistance. You'd say probably the more important resistance would come in 51.78, but certainly I think 52 figure remains the key level, I think, overhead on cable near term. How does this react? How does it change this range that we're trading in? Nothing really, no change, to be honest. You're still you turn from maybe a slightly bullish bias within this range to now a very slightly bearish bias. I mean, all the indicators are fairly neutral. RSI maybe a little bit less so, but certainly at the moment there's no real indication that we're going to get anything more than this range continuing, and arguably also just I would highlight the fact that this RSI remains a very good way of playing this range, buying at 30, selling at 70, and that seems to be continuing to be the way to play this range. So until further notice, I think that's the way you've got to play it, although obviously buying is the more risky strategy, because ultimately I think we're going to get a downside break. However, I think at the moment this range we're dealing with is still in play, so on a near-term basis continue to play the range. Anyway, I wish you good luck in your trading on cable today, and I'll speak to you later.